Okay, this is kind of a topic mop-up on the Synergy X Hitch System. I wanted to apologize to ISC for saying DMM Mighty-Mouses. Um, the ISC Mighty-Mouse is an incredibly beautiful piece. It's my favorite carabiner. So a correction there. The ISC 27KN Super Beaner. I just love them. They're you know, very finely crafted. The metallurgy is excellent on them, and that is my favorite carabiner. I got them on some Mammut Dynaglide loops. I use them slings and redirects. But anyways, you know, and I too ISC, you know, having taken the rope wrench, you know, I think the rope wrench is a good unit, and I understand why a lot of people just, you know, love running that system, because it's really neat. But for me, I just, you know, I need to have something that's a little, I'm just looking for something a little different than that. I don't like the idea of a rope wrench in my face so much. I guess, you know, but I don't have any experience with it either, and maybe it's not such a big thing as a workaround. But anyways, they're carabiners. Okay, if you don't like the rope wrench either, you know, I would, you know, if anybody's short a carabiner, I would say at least, and you haven't gotten one of these, I would say at least check it out. It's a nice beaner. The shape is really nice. It's well thought, where it's a very flexible carabiner as far as the shape and the gait and how it works. Nice double locking action on it. That's the ISC Mighty-Mouse, my favorite carabiner. Now too, you know, I'm kind of working with a lanyard system here. This is the 6mm Ocean Veteran, and it's 80% on the 7.5mm Samson bailout. As an interface goes, that would you tend to make you think that that's a slippery interface, you know, an 80% diameter interface. But because it's I don't know, it's something about the way the ropes interface. It's like so tactile and grippy. It's almost like it acts like, you know, 70% or lower, you know, like near, you know, closer to 60% in the way that the two mate and grab. So it's smooth like an 80%, but it just because of I don't know if it's the fibers or what, the hitch cord on hitch cord thing. It's really nice. Now this is the Samson bailout is a 19KN line. Okay, and all this stuff that I'm talking about, you know, this is outside of ANSI. Okay, so, you know, that's the whole thing, is whatever happens with this, it has to, you know, go on outside of ANSI until it comes to a state, if it ever does, where, you know, ANSI can go through it and okay it, but the numbers have to be there. You know, that's the whole thing to start with, before they even look at it. All the numbers have to be there within ANSI standards. Anyways, the whole thing with these light systems that I'm developing is the goal is to develop a homeowner system for tree saucers and tree spheres. If somebody doesn't know what that is, go to Free Spirit Spheres. On my Facebook, I have if you go down the page far enough, there's a picture that you click on of a tree saucer, the ones that I'm developing, and that takes you to a series of pictures and dialogue explaining that. But basically, as a way to manage woodlands, where the homeowner has vested interest in those woodlands, in terms of you know, keeping things tidy for purposes of protecting themselves from fires, potential fires, and then also in acquisition of low volumes of carbon negative biofuels via biochar power systems. Now, like I said, I have, you know, my system's a little beefier, but I got 19 acres of woodland to manage where I got to get it straightened out. The trees are too close together. There's a lot of standing dead wood. Everything's really a mess. So it's a lot. I have a huge amount of work that I got to do with my woodlands. But I think, you know, once an old growth stand gets to the point where it's fairly well maintained, that's all it is just maintenance. So, and I do understand, you know, that manufacturers have to weigh anything I'm asking for in terms of market, you know, otherwise they're shooting themselves in the foot. And I am not going to think they don't like me if they don't make it. I'm not like this spoiled brat type that where if, you know, they don't make it, that I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna think bad about it. I mean, I know there's a darn good reason they're not making it, because they have to look out for themselves. And I want them to do that, because all these manufacturers make things that are options, and you know, all these different devices, like, you know, there's so many companies, you know, there's Kong and on and on and on. I don't even want to start mentioning manufacturers, because then I'll feel like I can't leave anybody out, and you know, I'll be going on and on and on and on. And anyways, the DMM rings are really neat, because I like that the metallurgy is really well thought out on those. They're CNC machine, which means they come out of billet, and you know, and they're 70-75 T6 heat tempered aluminum. I mean, that's like pinnacle, you know, light, strong aircraft quality metallurgy, you know. And if DMM gets wind of what I'm trying to do here with the tree saucer homeowner system, I kind of looking for an extension on our arborist ring line to include a 24 millimeter and a 22 millimeter for this setup. And this could be a doubled rope. You know, it's 19 kN. You double that, you're looking at a 38 kN double rope setup. And this may be the way I go with that. Like I said, I'm going to experiment with some different stuff, but I'm not trying to be Teufelberger here. And at the same time, too, I do expect Teufelberger and some of these other companies I expect the Synergy X Hitch System to be cannibalized for everything it's worth, and get that stuff, you know, if there's any elements that they can incorporate into what they're doing, that's going to benefit me too. Okay, it's going to benefit anybody. That, you know, if their cycle of logic brings them around to where any element of the Synergy X Hitch System or any of the things I'm talking about are, you know, going to work for them, that's a good thing. Okay, and then that's how I'm seeing it. I'm putting all this stuff out there as freeware, just to kind of start talking about, you know, where there's more people involved in rope access, and it's not just removal specialists, but more like homeowner style things in terms of you know, zero carbon woodland housing, which is the kind of the field I'm in, is zero carbon woodland housing. And you know, there's population too. You know, I mean, we can't keep chasing something we can't catch. And I think, you know, there's starting to be more of awareness about this, and I've been working on it for about 10 years. You know, the legalities of it being that it's not like it's probably not something I should drag into this, but at the same time, you know, I have to keep working on that stuff. Okay, because that's the thing. If there's no future to build anything into, okay, that's the thing. We can show people, you know, a wonderful future, but if they expect that and reproduce into that vision to the point where they collapse it, or collapse any potential of reaching it, you know, that's the thing. So it's kind of like this balance between optimism and pessimism that I find myself running all the time. But anyways, too, okay, I also wanted to show the trick on the Dyneema. Now the Dynaglide that I suggest is an accessory cord. You have to consider it's an aramid fiber. Okay, so you can do class 2 and class 1 in the sense that your accessory cordage application may not require the full strength of the New England Dynaglide. So, you know, but it's slippery. Okay, so, and at the same time too, it's heat fusible, and there is the option of super glue. From what I understand, super glue, this is compatible with it. So there's a couple of little ways out. You can do, you know, class 1 smudges in the sense that if it's an accessory application and, you know, you're figuring it's not going to see the full, anywhere near the full load of the actual, you know, New England Dynaglide itself. But anyways, getting it into the sailmaker's needle. Okay, this is the trick. Okay, because I don't want people swearing at me. You know. Okay, you get a good scissors. I got the Klaus. Okay, you run an angle cut on that pup. Okay, this is the trick. Now I'm going to be taking that angle cut that I just cut and putting it down against the face of the table. Okay, when I do this. Okay, see the angle, nice good angle on it. Okay, you heat that up, smack it down on the table, take your lighter, and spank it flat. Okay, take the steel part on the lighter, it'll kind of suck the heat out of it and flatten it out at the same time. Then you put it through the needle, kind of at an angle. Okay, and if it doesn't work out too good, you got to do it all over again. Okay, and that one didn't for me. Okay, cut it in an angle, heat it up, push it out like that. Okay, and you kind of get it through the eye of the needle at an angle. There, that's perfect right there. Okay, and you want that to be flush on the one side. Okay, on that corner. And you take your scissors again. And you don't want to cut this too short, but you just kind of want to make it a cut parallel with the needle. Okay. And you got to get your finger behind it so you're not going to burn your finger. And you heat that like that and spank that down with the head of the lighter too. And that's the trick right there. That's how you that's your gateway to brummels, berries, and all other forms of hollow braid splicing with the Dyneema, or the New England Dynaglide, and the small sailmaker's needle at treestuff.com. Okay, that's a wrap.